Hi everyone, welcome to Homeschooling SAT Prep channel. Today we are going to start part 2 of ratio and proportion chapter. In part 1, we have already solved questions for on ratios for two quantities, three quantities and four quantities. Then we have solved few more questions on equations with ratio. Then we have solved age and ratio problems. And at the end, I gave you 5 practice problems. I hope you have solved those problems. If you haven't watched part 1, I would request you to go watch part 1 first, then come to this video. In this video, in part 2, we are going to take some problems on direct variation, where we will take questions on rate, time, and distance. Then inverse variation, time and work problems will be there. Then ratio of similar figures. And at the end, you I'll give you 5 practice questions which you have to solve by yourself and answer them in the comment section below. If you are seriously preparing for SAT exam and want to buy a comprehensive course for SAT exam at a very affordable price, you can check out our Homeschooling SAT app and website. All the links are provided in the description below. Now moving to the basics. So what is direct proportion ratios? Let's say it says that it is a relationship between two quantities in which when one quantity increases, then there is increase in the other quantity also. Let's say that there are two quantities. If this one increases, then the other quantity also increases. If the first quantity decreases, then the other quantity also decreases. Uh, let's take an example for direct proportion, that is time and distance. Let's say a car is moving at a speed of 60 per, miles per hour, okay? And eh, time is time and distance. So if a car is has a speed of 60 miles an hour, so in 1 hour it will cover 60 miles. So similarly, if we increase the time to 2 hours, then the distance also increases. So in 2 hours, it will cover around 120. If we decrease the time to 0.5 hours or half an hour, then it will cover only 30 miles. So in direct proportion, if one quantity increases, then the other quantity also increases. I- If one quantity decreases, then other quantity also decreases. In other type of problem, in inverse proportion ratio problem, if there are two quantities are there, if one increases, the other one will decrease, and if the first quantity decreases, then the other quantity will increase. Let's take an example. Let's say there are 10 workers who builds a house in 100 days. If you increase the number of workers, let's say 15 workers, so it will, because there are more workers, so the work is same here, because you have to build one house, so the number of days it will take would be less than 100 days. Let's say 80 days. And if you reduce the worker, let's say instead of 10 workers you reduce the worker to 7 workers, then it might increase to 120 days. Now let's move on to the questions now. In the first type of question, that is direct proportion variation method, in question number 1, it says that if 28 pennies weighs around 48 grams, what is the weight in grams of 50 pennies? So there are two methods to solve direct proportional method questions. First, we will take the normal method, then we will take direct proportional method or cross multiplication method. So let's take the first method first. So as the question says that 28 pennies is weighs around 42 grams. So from this we can say that one penny is equal to 42 divided by 28 grams. So similarly, as we know, one penny is 42 divided by 28 grams. So for 50 pennies would be how much? 50 pennies would be 1 penny into 50. That is the value, the weight of 1 penny is 42 divided by 28 into 50. So let me put it on my calculator. Um, 42, 21, 28, 5 2 z 10, 210. Don't think I am going to need the calculator. 2100 divided by 28, that would be, let me put it on the calculator, 75. So option B is your correct answer. So this method is your normal method. Now we will take another method that is called as direct proportional method or cross multiplication method. So as we can see, there are two pairs here. Let's say one pair says that 28 pennies weight 42 grams, and here it says what is the weight. Let's take it as x grams. So x grams of 50 pennies. So as we can see that there are two pairs here. So how we gonna write it? That's 28 pennies divided by 42 grams is equal to, so this is one pair here, 28 pennies and its weight, so we will put it in the ratio. Similarly, we will put 50 pennies, and we don't know what is the weight, so we will put it as x gram. Now we will cross multiply them and we will find the weight. So x would be 42 into 50 divided by 28. So that one would be 75. So there are two methods to solve these type of direct proportional method. One is the normal method and the other one is direct proportional method or cross multiplication method. Now moving to the next question. The question number 2 says that if y is equal to kx, where k is a constant, and y is equal to 27 when x is equal to 18, what is the value of y when x is equal to 30? So first we will take this equation as it says that y is equal to kx. So this can be written as y divided by x is equal to k. Let's take this as equation 1. And we have two pairs here, one here, and there's one more pair here. So let's write down the ordered pairs here, the ordered pairs here. So the xy value would be, if x is equal to 18, then y is 27, and when x is equal to 30, we don't know what is the value of y. So what we're gonna do is, we will put these two pairs, the value of x and y, in equation number 1. So from equation number 1, by putting the xy value pairs in equation number 1, so we can say that y by x is equal to k. So y is 27. 27 divided by 18 is equal to k. Let's take this as equation number 2. And similarly for this pair, y by 30 is equal to k. If we put 30 and y the value here in equation 1. So we will take this one as equation 3. So from equation 2 and 3, from equation 2 and 3, as we can see, 27 divided by 18 is equal to k, and y by 30 is equal to k. So k is common here, so we can write from here that 27 divided by 18 is equal to y by 30. So both the equations are equal because both the equations are equal to k. So when we will cross multiply it, so this one would be 27 into 30 divided by 18. So 9, 3 times, 6 times, 6, 9, 3 9 times, 3 6 times, 6 into 5 times. So 9 into 5 would be 45. So the value of y would be 45. Option C will be your correct answer. Now moving to the next question. In question number 3, it says that if 4 pair of socks cost $10, how many pairs of socks can be purchased for $22.50 and $50? So we can see there we have we have one pair here, one pair of values, that is 4 pairs, uh, that will cost around $10. And here we have to find how many pairs. So let's take those pairs as x, and the price is $22. So x pairs divided by $22.50. So by using cross multiplication method, we'll cross multiply them, and 22.5 into 4 divided by 10. So 22.5 into 2 would be 45, and into 2 that would be 90. So 90 divided by 10, so it will go 9 times. So option B will be your correct answer. So 9 pairs of socks can be purchased for $22.50. Now moving to the next question. In question number 4, it says that on a certain map, 3 by 8 of an inch 3 by 8 of an inch represent 120 miles. Okay, then how many miles does 4.44 centimeter represent approximately? So we have to find the approx value. So as we can see here that there are two pairs here, as we can see the 3/8 of an inch and is equal to 120 miles, and we have to find what is 4.44 centimeter represented on that map. So here either we can convert both of them into inches or both of them into centimeters. So as we know, 1 inch is equal to 2.54 centimeter. So we can say that 3 by 8 of an inch is equal to 3 by 8 of 1 inch is equal to 2.54, so 2.54 centimeter. So let me put it on my calculator. So this one would be how much? 0.95 centimeters. So we have converted that 1 inch into centimeter. So both the values, so now we can say that this 3 by 8 of inch can be written as 0.95 centimeter. So we can see we have two sets of values here. 0.95 centimeter represent 120 miles. So how many miles? Let's say x miles represent, how many miles would represent 4.44 centimeter. So we have two sets of values here. So we will use direct proportional or cross multiplication method. So 0.95 centimeter it represent how much? 120 miles is equal to 4.44 centimeter, and we have to find how many miles is that. So x would be 4.44 into 120 divided by 0.95. So let me put it on my calculator. So it would be 560.8. So it would, the approximate value would be around 560. So option D is your correct answer. Now moving to the next question. In question number 5, it says that the population of bacteria doubles in number in every 12 minutes. The ratio of number of bacteria at the end of, we have to find the ratio here. The ratio of the number of bacteria at the end of 1 hour to the number of bacteria at the beginning of that hour is. So we have to find the ratio when it started and at the end of hour, what is the ratio of bacteria. So as the question says that bacteria population doubles every 12 minutes. So end of 1 hours population will double how many times? So 1 hour by 12 minutes. So 1 hour can be written as 60 minutes divided by 12 minutes. So that will go 5 times. So in 1 hour, the bacteria population doubles how many times? 5 times. So let's say minutes, we'll keep minutes here. And let's say it starts at 0 minute. And bacteria population, let's see how much. Let's say bacteria population when it started was X. So it says that it population doubles every 12 minutes. So when it started, the time was 0 minutes and the bacteria population was X. So as it says that it doubles every 12 minutes. So from when we move from 0 minutes to 12 minutes, the population will double. That would be 22x. So the initial population was X. So after every 12 minutes it doubles, so it would be 2x. So in next 12 minutes, that is 24, the bacteria population doubles again. So from 2x it will be written as 4x. Then in next 12 minutes, that would be 24 plus 12, that would be 36 minutes. The bacteria population doubles again. So 4x into 2, that would be 8x. Then after another 12 minutes, that is 36 plus 12, that would be 48 minutes. The bacteria population doubles again, so 8x into 2, that would be 16x. Then after 12 minutes more, 48 plus 12, that is 60 minutes, that is end of 1 hour. 1 hour or 60 minutes, the bacteria population doubles one more time, so that would be 32x. 16x into 2, that would be 32x. So in the question it says that we have to find the ratio of bacteria at the end of 1 hour, that is 32x, to the number of bacteria at the beginning. So at the beginning it was x. So the ratio would be, that would be 1 time. So the ratio would be 32:1. This is your answer. So option C would be your correct option. Now moving to the next question. In question number 6, it says that a car moving at a constant rate travels 96 miles in 2 hours. Mm, So we can solve it by normal as well as cross multiplication method. Cross multiplication method. So let's so for 2 hours it covers 96 miles. For 1 hour it will cover 96 because for 2 hours it covers 96 miles. So 1 hour it would be 96 divided by 2. That would be 48 miles. So in 1 hour we cover 48 miles. So for 5 hours it will cover 48 because for 1 hour it is 48 miles. So 5 hours it would be 48 into 5. 8 fives are 8 fives are 40, 40 and 5 fours are 20. So 240. So this is your answer. We can also use cross multiplication method. So 2 hours, because there are two sets of that data here, 2 hours, 96 miles, 5 hours, and let's take 5 hours, x miles. So by cross multiplication or direct proportionate method, we will cross multiply them. X is equal to 96 into 5 divided by 2. 48. 48 into 5, 240. So option A will be your correct answer. Now moving to the next question. The number of kilogram of corn needed to feed 5,000 chicken is 30 less than the twice the number of kilogram needed to feed 2,800 chickens. So we have to find how many kilograms of corns are needed to feed 2,800 chickens. So let's take 2,800 chicken. Let's say they need X kilogram. Okay. The question says that what is the number then for 5,000 chicken? For 5,000 chickens. For 5,000 chickens, it is 30 less than twice the number of kilogram needed for 2,800. So for 2,800 chickens, we know that it is X kilograms are needed. So as the question says that for 5,000 chickens, it need 30 less than twice of the kilogram. So twice of the kilogram is 2x and 30 less would be 30. So we can see we have two two ratios here, two pairs of ratios here, two pairs here. So what we're gonna do is x kg by for 2,800 chickens is equal to 2x minus 30 for 5,000 chickens. So by using cross multiplication or direct proportionate method, so 2x minus 30, 2x minus 30 kg. So after cross multiplying it, we can 5,000x. This one would be 2 into 2,800. That would be 5,600x minus 3 into 28. 3 times that would be 84,000. So we will take 5,000x on that side. So 5,600x minus 5,000x, that would be 600x and 84,000. So these two zeros would cancel, so x would be 840 divided by 6. So 1 time 24, 6, 6 into 4, 24, 4, 4 and 0. So x is 140 kg. So question says that how many kilograms of corns are needed to feed 2,800 chickens. So for, as we know, for 2,800 chicken, x kilograms are needed. So x kilograms is equal to 140. That is your answer. So option D will be your correct answer. Now moving to the next type of question here, that is inverse proportion and variation question. Question number 8 says that if x into y is equal to k, where k is a constant, and y is equal to 21 when x is equal to 6. So we have one ordered pair here. The pairs we have here is when the value of x is 6, then y is 21. And what we have to find, what is the value of y when x is 9. So there's one more pair, 9, and we have to find what is the value of y. In the question it is said that x into y is equal to k. Let's take this as equation 1, and we have two pairs of value, two ordered pair values, that is where one, when one pair x is 6, y is 21, 6, 21, and another pair 9 and y. So we will put both the pairs value in equation number 1. So we can say that 6 into 21 is equal to k. So by putting in this equation, value of x and y, this pair value, so we will give this as equation number 2. And similarly, we put this pair in equation number 1. So 9 into y is equal to k. So this is your equation number 3. So as we can see, both the equations are equal to 1. So we can equate from equation number 2 and 3. We can say that from equation 2 and 3, we can say that because both the values are equal to k, so we can equate them. So 6 into 21 is equal to 9 into y. So from this we can find the value of y. 6 into 21 by 9, 3 2 times, 3 3 times, and 7 times. So 7 into 2, so the value of y is 7 into 2, 14. So 14 is your correct answer. Now moving to the next question. In question number 9, this is an inverse proportion question, but it is related to time and work. We will take some easy questions here, and I'll take few more time and distance and time and work problem in rate and unit chapter. So after this, we will take one more video on rate and unit chapter. So I'll take few more tough questions related to time and work in rate and unit chapter. So the question says that 4 worker can build a house in 9 days. How many days would it take 3 workers to build the same house? So previously we have solved questions on direct proportion method. As we have read in the basics that if there were two quantities here, if quantity 1 increases in direct proportion, then quantity 2 also increases. But when quantity decreases, the other quantity also decreases. And we represent it like this. We will divide one quantity, one pair with another. Let me show you an example here. Where is the example? As we can see here, we write it like this: direct proportion method. As we can see, pennies increases, so the weight also increases. So weight is 75 grams, so it is directly proportional. So we write them in fraction terms. So now moving back to that question, pennies and grams, where I was. So it was here, it was written as pennies divided by grams, pennies divided by grams. Now, when we take inverse proportion method, when we have two quantities here, quantity 1 and quantity 2. So let's say quantity 1 is the worker. So 4 workers are working and they are completing the house in how many? 9 days. So if this increases, sorry, 4. So now if the number of workers has been reduced and the work was previously for 4 workers it was completing in 9 days. So for 3 workers, because the work is more, so it will take more than 9 days. So it can be 10, 11, or 12. Let's say 12. So as we can see that if it decreases, the other quantity or the work increases. The total work time taken to complete that house will increase because the number of workers has been decreased. So that is the difference between direct proportion and inverse proportion. That direct proportion, if one quantity increases simultaneously, the other quantity also increases. And we represent them in like this form, by in fraction form. But here in inverse proportion method, instead of dividing, we will divide one by divide pennies divided by gram. So here we have 4 workers and it is done in 9 days. So instead of division, we will do multiplication in inverse proportion. So always remember, in inverse proportion, instead of dividing in proportional, we will do multiplication here. So 4 workers, let's say we have to find how many days would it take 3 workers to build the same house. So let 3 workers build house in, let's say, D days. So we have one pair here. So instead of division, we will multiply them because it's an inverse proportion, because when one quantity decreases, other 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 quantity increases. So 4 workers are completing can build a house in 9 days. So instead of division, we will multiply here, equal to 3 workers will complete in D days. So D would be 4 by 9 divided by 3 times. So we can say that D is equal to 4 into 3, that is 12 days. So it will take 12. So as the question says, how many days would it take 3 workers to build the same house? So if 3 workers are working, then it will take 12 days to finish the house. So option A is your correct. So always remember, in direct proportion, if one quantity increases, then the other thing also increases, and one decreases, then other thing also decreases. And it is written in division form, as you can see here. But in inverse proportion, where one quantity is decreasing, then the other quantity is increasing, that is called as inverse proportion. Instead, and here we, instead of division form, we will take multiplication of those set of quantities, those sets. So that is the difference between direct proportion and inverse proportion question. So first you have to see that it is a direct proportion method or not. So For indirect proportion method, this type of things would be used when there is speed, distance, and time, or weight quantities, weight and price. Inverse, the most prominent questions are from time and work. I'll take few more time and work questions in rate and unit ch chapter. Now moving to the next question. So similarly, the question says that two boys can paint a fence in 5 hours. So how many hours? Let's take them XR. Will it take three boys to paint the same fence? So as we can see, it is a time and work problem. So it is an inverse proportional problem. So what we're gonna do here is, instead of division, we will multiply these two and these two. So 2 into 5, two, two boys into 5 hours, two boys into 5 hours is equal to X hours into 3 boys. So from this, 2 into 5 divided by 3 is equal to X. So we can say that X is equal to 10 divided by 3. So that is 3.33. In, in mixed fraction, it is written as 3, 1 by 3. So option B will be your correct answer. Now moving to the next question. In question number 11, it says that it took 12 men 5 hours to build a airstrip. So this is one set we have here. Working at the same rate, how many additional men could have been hired? So we already having 12 men can build an airstrip in 5 hours. So 12 into 5, as it is a time and work problem, so we will it it is a inverse variation or inverse proportional method. So we will multiply the sets of values, that is 12 men into 5 hours, and working at the same rate, how many additional men? Let's say 12 was there. How many additional men we don't know, so let's take it as X. So if we add 12 plus X men, then if how many additional men could have been hired for the job to have taken less, to taken 1 hour less. So if we hire X men extra, so it should be completed in 1 hour less. So previously it was 5 hours, so 1 hour less would be 4 hours. So this will be your equation here. So 12 into 5 divided by 4 is equal to 12 plus X, 3 times 3 times 4 15. That would minus 12 is equal to X, and X would be 15 minus 12, 3. So 3 more men will be hired. So 3 more men will be hired. 3 extra men will be hired to build the same airstrips in how many? 1 hour less, that is 4 hours. So if 15 men are working together, the airstrip will be built in 4 hours. So 3 is your answer. Now moving to the next type of question, that is ratio in similar figures. In ratios in a similar figure problem, these types of questions are very rare. You can find these questions, once in every 2 year, because in 1 year, SAT exams happen 7 times in 1 year. So you can find these type of questions in your question paper once in every 2 year. So if you are aiming for a perfect score, then you cannot leave any stone unturned. So now let's solve this question number 12. It says that in the figure, there are two equilateral triangles with sides A and B. So these are two equilateral triangle, ABC triangle with side A, and another equilateral triangle, RST, with side B. If A by B is 5 divided by 2, so the sides are 5 and this side is 2. The area of triangle is ABC of triangle ABC is 30. What is the area of triangle RST? So before we solve this question, let's take few concepts before. So two polygons, anything, it can be a rectangle, triangle, any any 2D figure with more than two sides is called a polygon. So two polygons are similar. It can be a triangle, quadrilateral. So two polygons are similar only if their corresponding angles are congruent and their corresponding sides are proportional. We have read this thing in triangle chapter. If the ratio of their corresponding length is A and B, as we can see here, there are two equilateral triangles, and these two, because both of them are equilateral triangles, so all their sides would be 60 degree, both the triangles. So the corresponding angles are congruent. So it's both of them are congruent triangles. So it says that if the ratios of their corresponding length, so for this triangle the length is A and this RST triangle the length is B, then the ratios of their area would be A square is to B square, and the ratios of their volume would be A square is to A cube is to B cube. So let me show you how it is possible. And this thing you have to remember. It will help you to save a lot of time. So in question number 12, it says that A and B is in ratio 5 is to 2. So their sides is in ratio. So let's say the ratio of their area, ratio of the triangle's area, ratio of triangle's area. Let's say this triangle is triangle ABC divided by triangle RST. So the ratio, it says that it's square of their sides. Let me prove it how. As we know, the area of a triangle is an equilateral triangle under the root 3 by 4 a square. A square divide. This is also an equilateral triangle, so it will a square under root 3 by 4 a square. So as we know, the side of triangle ABC is 5. So 5 square would be how much? 25. And here the side B is 2. So 2 square, because 3 by under root 3 by 4 is common, so it will get cancelled. So 25 divided by 5 square divided by 2 square, that would be 4. As these things are in ratios, so we will put x after it. Let me tell you why we are putting x after it, because they are in ratio. Because 25 by 4 can be also written as 50 by 8. Because if we factorize these two, we will get this ratio only. Similarly, 75 by 12, 100 by 16. Anything like that. Because if we factorize them, we will get this. So that's why we will put x after this, because it can be 25 into 2, that would be 50, and 4 into 2, we can take x can be 3, then this will come, x would be 4. So so whenever we are taking ratios, we'll put x after it. I have taught you this extensively in triangle chapter. So if you have any confusion, you can go to the playlist and go through the triangles chapter videos. So the ratio of these triangles is in 25x and 4x. So as per the question, it says that the area of triangle ABC. So area of triangle area BC is 25x. 25x is 30. Question as per question. So x would be 30 divided by 25. That would be 6 by 5. So what is the area of triangle RST? So RST is 4x. So area of triangle RST is 4x. As we have found the value of x here, so 4 into 6 divided by 5. So 624 divided by 5. That would be 4.8. So this is your answer. So always remember, when sides are given, the ratios would be square. So the ratio of their areas would be square of their sides and the volume would be cube of it. Let's say we'll take another, let's say we take two circles. So when we will write it, so it would be pi r square divided by r1 square of largest 1 and 2. This circle number 1, this is circle number 2. So r2 square. So pi will get cancelled because the area of a circle is pi r square. So it would be r1 square divided by r2 square. The length ratio is given, then the ratio of their area is square of it and the ratio of their volume is cube of it. Now moving to the next question. In the figure, radius of larger circle is 5 by 2 times of smaller circle. So let's say radius of larger circle will take the ratio by radius of smaller circle. So let's say smaller circle is 1 and the largest circle is 5 by 2 times. So 5 by 2 into 1, that would be 5 by 2. So this can be written as 5 by 2. So the radius of larger circle to the smaller circle is 5 by 2. So as we have read before, if the ratios of their length, here we have radius is given, so the ratio of their area would be square of it. So area of larger circle divided by area of smaller circle. As we know, the area is pi r square, and the radius is r square. So radius of larger circle is 25, 5 square divided by pi 2 square. So when you are solving this question, you don't have to write the whole formula. As we already know, if the length is given or the radius is given, the area would be square of it and the volume would be cube of it. So so this one would be 25 by 4 and they are in ratios, the ratio, so it would be 25x by 4x. The question says that if the area of smaller circle is 28, so the area of smaller circle is 4x, area of smaller circle, it is given as 28, and here we have found that it is 4x. So 4x is equal to 28. So x is equal to 28 divided by 4, 7, 4 times. Hence x is equal to 7. So now we know the area of smaller circle. We can find the area of larger circle. So area of larger circle is how much? 25x. So 25x. So we multiply 25 into 7, 7, 5, 35, 3, 14, 175. So we have to find in the question what is the shaded region. So shaded region is equal to area of larger circle minus area of smaller circle. So as we know, the area of larger circle is 25x, that is 175, and the area of smaller circle was given in the question, that is 28. So 175 minus 28. So this one would be 714. So 147 is your answer. So option C is your correct answer. Now moving to the next question. In the figure, circle PQ are tangent to each other and internal tangent to the largest circle S. So we have three circles here. These two are smaller circle, PQ, and there is one larger circle, that is S. And P and Q are tangent to each other and internal tangent to the largest circle. As we know that the ratio of the radius of the circle is 3:1. Radius of circle P and Q. So the radius of P is let's say 3, and this one is 1. So if this radius is 3, then this radius would be also 3. And for Q, radius is 1. So the diameter would be 1 plus 1, that is 2. So the total diameter of the circle, the largest circle S, would be diameter of larger circle S. So as we can see, this is the diameter of the large circle, that is 3 plus 3, 6, plus 1 plus 1, that is 2. So that would be 8. So radius would be how much? Radius of circle S, as we know that radius is half of diameter. So radius would be 8 by 2 divided by 2, that would be 4. So now we know the radius of the larger circle S. So now we can write that the radius of circle S is to P is to Q is 4 from here, and P and Q is 3:1. 4:3:1. So now what is going to be the area? Area would be of S is to P is to Q would be square of that. We have already found how it's going to be the square of that. So it would be 16:9:1. So as we know, these are ratios, ratio of radius and ratios of area. So this we can write this as 16x, 9x, and 1 into x, that would be x. So the ratio of area of S is to P is to Q is 16 x is to 9x is to x. So if the area of shaded region is 96 pi, so shaded region is, so area, so this is the larger circle minus these two small circles. So 16x minus 9x plus x. So 16x and 9x plus x, that would be 10x. So 16x minus 10x would be 6x. And then in the question, it is given that the shaded region is 96 pi. So shaded region is 96 pi. Hence, x can be written as 96 by 6. That would be 6 to pi 16 times. So x is 16 pi. Ultimately, we have to find what is the radius of circle Q. So area of circle, as we know, area of circle Q, as we know, is equal to, from here we can say that area of circle Q is x. And as we know, area of circle, the formula of area of circle is, sorry, is x, and we have found x is 16 pi, because we have found x is 16 pi. So we will write, instead of x, we will write 16 pi. And as we know, area of circle is pi r square is equal to 16 pi. So pi would get cancelled. R square is equal to 16. So r would be 4. And root 16, that would be 4. So option A. So area of circle Q we can find from this equation and this equation. By using equation 1 and 2, we can say that area of circle Q is how much? Because in this equation number 1, the ratio of area of Q is x, and after that we have found the value of x, that is 16 pi. So 16 pi is equal to area of circle, that is pi r square. So the radius would be 4. So this is your answer. Now moving to the next question, question number 15. In the figure, the ratios of the length AQ, QR, RC is 2 is to 2 is to 3. So 2 is to 2 is to 3. AQ, QR, RC. So we can say that RC is 3, QR, QC is from here to here 2 plus 3, that is 5. So from here to here it is 5, and AC is 2 plus 2 plus 3, that is 7. So AC is 7. So here we have 3 triangles here. For triangle SRC, the side is 3. For triangle PQC, the side is 5. And for the largest triangle BAC, the side is, base is 7. So as we have found it, so we can say that the ratio of sides of triangles, that is this triangle, 3 is to, for this triangle, that is 3. Then for the other triangle, that is 5, 3 is to, 5 is to, and the largest triangle, the base is 7. So as we know we know the ratios of the sides. So the ratio of their areas would be ratios of the areas of triangle. So first this triangle. So as we have read, it is square of that. So we can write 9x 9. Similarly for this triangle PQC is 25, and for the largest triangle it is 49, and these are in ratio, so we will put x after all the areas. So now we have to find what is the shaded region. So shaded region can be written as area of triangle PQC, triangle PQC minus area of triangle SRC. So these two, so we can write it as PQC. It is 5, its area is 25x minus, and the area of triangle this SRC, their area is 9x, so 9x. So this one would be 16x. In the question, it is already given that the area of quadrilateral PQRS, that is the shaded region PQRS, this is the shaded region, is already given as 48. So the shaded region is 48. Hence x would be 48 divided by 16. This will go 3 times, 6 3 is 18, 4, 3 times. So x would be 3. So finally we have to find the area of triangle ABC. Area of triangle ABC. So as we know, this is the largest triangle and the area is this one, 49x, 49 into x, 49x, that is 49 into 3, that would be 147. This is your answer, 147. Now these are 5 practice questions on the topic which I have taught you recently in this video. Do solve these questions to test yourself and write down the answers in the comment section. Students who will answer all the 5 questions correctly, their answers will get pinned by me in the comment section. This is the end of ratio and proportion chapter. Next I'm going to make video on rate and unit chapter, and I will cover a few exponents questions in that video too also. If you like the way I teach and want to buy a comprehensive course for SAT exam at a very affordable price, you can check out our Homeschooling SAT app and website. All the links are provided in the description. One more thing, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel so you can get all the updates of the upcoming videos that I'm going to upload on the YouTube in future. Thank you very much and have a nice day.